Hi, welcome back. I'm Dr. Patty.
Hi, Dr. Angela. Welcome.
And today we're going to talk about a fun but not so fun topic, stinky breath, and a few things that we can do to maybe help out, get rid of it. And the first obvious, and the few things we're going to mention today are going to be a little obvious to some, but hopefully you'll find some little gems in here. But one of the obvious things that affects our breath is the food that we eat. Yesterday I was driving around running errands, having to do my taxes, and I was so stressed out and didn't get to eat as regularly as I should have, and my blood sugar was dropping, and I popped into Sprouts and picked up a couple snacks, and I got this awesome veggie pops. They're little dehydrated vegetable balls, basically. But they do have a bunch of garlic and onion powder, and as I was eating it, I could just feel the garlic,
the sulfur fumes,
the garlic breath of fire, and I was like, oh man,
topped with stress and topped with dehydration, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm glad I'm in the car by myself, just with my dog. She doesn't care. But yeah, definitely, obviously, what we eat, is going to affect our breath. And this isn't a video about nutrition, but we did do a little snacks video about easy, healthy snacks, and I think you can add this to the list. It does have chickpeas, and it does have organic chickpeas and organic potato. So depending on if you're sensitive to potato or you're doing no legumes, this wouldn't be for you. But if you're okay with those foods, I just discovered these and thought they were great. We'll link the snacks video so you can add this to the list. But be mindful of what you eat and how it affects other patients. I am mindful of not having garlic during the day while I'm putting acupuncture needles in patients, because I don't want to be breathing that garlic breath on them. But even coffee,
Definitely.
Coffee, black tea. How many people have complained about tea
I actually
breath?
noticed it the other day with black tea. Yes,
the
definitely.
tannins in there, and they're both also dehydrating, so it can actually make our mouths drier, among other things, and that's going to lead to more bad breath, halitosis as well.
Yeah, I think the thing we need to think about, just like we're always talking about, is looking at the underlying cause. And so the underlying reason we have any stinky anything is usually bacteria. And so this is about what feeds the bacteria. So, simple carbs are a very great way to feed bacteria. Sulfur-rich foods, sometimes they like to ferment those foods. And
Garlic,
yes.
onions.
Yeah, and so basically the way we combat bad breath and work on good breath and smelling good is to also work on taking down bacteria. And so there's a lot of ways we do that. I mean, I know we all know basic hygiene practices, things like brushing a couple times a day, making sure we floss so food isn't stuck between our teeth and, bacteria growing on that. But then some of us don't always realize the bacteria underneath our gums or on our tongues. Those are really common places for bacteria.
Lots of nooks and crannies in our mouth that maybe we don't watch out for. And, all these kind of sonic vibrating toothbrushes are great tools because, sometimes we don't brush for long enough, or we're not as thorough in terms of the gum line, as you were mentioning. And I was just telling Dr. Angela that I just have the kind of body type that naturally holds on to plaque. So I have to get my teeth cleaned every 3 months and to keep my oral health and oral hygiene in check. So doing that sort of at home on your own in terms of the flossing and brushing after meals if need be, even though it's a little inconvenient. And not just flossing, but water picks.
Water picks. A lot of people use water picks. And I, for years, I've used a little gum pick. I don't know if you guys have seen these. And so this is just like you go around your tooth and it increases circulation and removes any kind of bacterial plaque buildup.
Yeah.
And then I just for years also, the tongue scraper. Do you ever use one of these guys?
I just want to say this is great, but if you're gonna go see your acupuncturist or your Ayurvedic practitioner, do not scrape your tongue
on
right
that
before
day.
you go. Yeah, because we look at as a Chinese medicine practitioner as well as naturopathic doctor, we look at your tongue and the coat is important. So don't scrape all that up before you go.
Yes.
But for other days, a great practice.
It's a great way to just get that bacteria out quickly. And then there's a lot of wonderful natural mouth rinses or do-it-yourself mouth rinses. I like things that are quick and easy. So I have this, it's a hydrogen peroxide, it's food grade, so 1.5% hydrogen peroxide with water basically. And so you can use this as a even pre-brushing rinse, and it just gets all the bacteria count down. So that's a wonderful way to eliminate odors. What kind of mouth rinses or different types of?
I've even used like a drop of peppermint essential oil. Very good quality. It's got to be the kind that you can actually take internally. And I've also, and we're going to get into this a little bit further, we're kind of touching on the whole bacteria, and everything is about balance, right? So we have a tendency to be like good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, good bacteria, bad bacteria, but it's really everything working synergistically together. And so in order to kind of balance out that bacteria in the mouth and the gut, before taking my probiotic, I've swished around in my mouth. So broken open the capsule or used the powder and really
seeding
rinse
it in
around.
the mouth.
Yeah, and really getting it into the mucus membranes in the mouth. So not quite a mouth rinse, but helping to
Swish and swallow kind of thing?
Yeah, swish and then swallow.
Okay,
yes.
fantastic.
So that's an option as well.
Definitely. Some other ones, some of you guys oil pulling out there. So there's different kinds of oils you can use. Some people do olive oil. I have a jar of coconut oil in the bathroom that sometimes I put on my skin and hair, and so sometimes it goes in my mouth too.
Yeah.
This takes a little bit longer, and so I don't always have the patience to do full oil pulling, because usually you do it for several minutes.
Well, they say 20 minutes.
Oh, 20 minutes, that's a long time. Okay.
You're like, oh, I haven't been doing that.
I've done like a few minutes at a time, but 20 minutes is a long time.
Ideally, they do say 20 minutes. And I've had some patients who do it regularly. I don't do it, but really kind of go around the house and be doing all their chores and, doing things as they're swishing.
Like
so
face mask, swishing, hair stuff.
So traditionally it's with coconut oil, and it can even whiten your teeth. So that's a whole other conversation, but it's supposed to help with bacterial balance. So definitely a good option there.
Nice. So then back to the do-it-yourself kind of options and the tooth whitening thing. Also, you can brush with baking soda, and or you can make a little mouth rinse with baking soda, and I'll put the little formula in the description box for you guys, but that's one that a lot of people like. And then xylitol. So xylitol has so many uses, but it's great at getting down that anaerobic bacteria that likes to live in between the teeth in places that are low oxygen. So that's a really useful one as well that doesn't taste bad. So then that's all like the mouth, but then we also think about the stomach and things lower down. So Dr. Patty started to kind of mention, probiotics seeding the mouth and going down. So really wanting to look at like underlying like digestion issues as well. If stuff is stagnant, not moving, that's like not taking out the trash. Like those fumes are going to be coming up.
Oh, that's pleasant.
I know. Well, so chlorophyll, historically people have used chlorophyll, swallowing a spoon of chlorophyll. It does stain everything. I mean, it's super green, so just be careful if you're going to use the actual liquid that you don't drop it on your clothes.
I'll put a few drops in my water bottle, and it does stain even the inside of my stainless steel water bottle. So it does stain everything.
It's such a beautiful green pigment, but one splash, you're done on a white shirt. So that's it. And so along that line too, parsley and parsley oils, like there's capsules at the health food store you could take in between. So definitely wanting to work on like the underlying issue with the digestion. Like if you notice that you're bloated a lot, or stuff's not moving, or you are constipated or anything like that, or there's small intestine bacterial issues, anything like that, working with your doc to work on the underlying digestive process. But in the meantime.
And I just wanted to add that one of the other causes of halitosis or bad breath is a dry mouth. So obviously that can be from just being dehydrated or not drinking enough water. But stress also. When we're stressed, our body kind of does like this kind of action in our whole system. So things aren't moving as well, but also diabetes or blood sugar issues, hypothyroidism, endocrine issues can also lead to excessive thirst or dry mouth, dry skin. And so like Dr. Angela was saying, making sure that in addition to kind of like the topical things and things in our mouth, working on or getting to the cause of where is this coming from, because generally if it's not a simple fix, like water or our nutrition, then it's going to be coming from somewhere internally. So a few areas to look at: again, endocrine, hormonal imbalances, bacterial imbalance overall, so whether that be candida or SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and other endocrine issues like diabetes. So.
Sjogren, something like that. We've got dry mouth. So yeah, I mean, these are all very effective strategies at helping with bad breath issues. But if you're doing these things and people are giving you feedback, your partner is like, "Ooh, something's going on," time to get some medical workup to figure it out.
Yeah, try the peppermint oil first before you
go
too crazy.
I think we've got Sjogren's going on, but we just want to rule things out and figure it out. So so for the internal stuff, the probiotics, the chlorophyll, parsley, and then digestive enzymes also can be helpful for some. So these are all some really effective strategies. Check them out. Let us know which things have been effective for you guys. If there's things we didn't mention that have worked brilliantly, let the community know. But that's what we've got on how to cure bad breath.
Thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And definitely, I said in my last video, if you didn't enjoy the video, that's good too. Like, let us know.
Give us the feedback. Let us know what we could have done differently or better, what you'd like to have learned that we didn't cover.
We're totally open to communicating. We want this to be a collaborative community. So thank you, and we will see you back here soon.
See you back here soon. Thanks, everyone. Bye.